All right, now by a show of hands, how many people in this room feel like they struggle with sleeping at night? Raise your hand. I'd say that's a majority of the people in this room. Have you experienced this phenomenon where you feel like you're in bed and you're tossing and you're turning, but you can't seem to get to close your eyes? And it feels like it especially happens on a day where you need to get that sleep for the following day. I actually experienced this recently when I had a midterm at 8 in the morning. And I knew that I needed to get adequate amount of sleep to get the grade that I wanted. That night I was struggling to get sleep and I was tossing and turning. I was stressing out. I was like, what would happen if I didn't get the grade that I wanted? That night I ended up only getting 4 hours of sleep and I ended up getting a 53% on the exam. And as I've gotten older, I've started to realize that I don't get the sleep that I feel like I deserve at night, and I feel like I'm negatively affected by it. And for the people that raise their hand, I feel like a lot of these people may feel the same way or something similar and might be looking for a solution to their problem. Now, there might be some of you in this room who didn't raise their hand and think, no, I don't have this problem. I sleep well at night, I sleep like a baby. And you people are blessed, let me tell you right now. But I'd like to say for most of us college students who deal with high volumes of stress because of the workload, it prevents us from getting the sleep that we need at night and we deserve. I certainly struggle with this problem, and I'm sure a lot of us do as well. And I have a few steps for you today that can get you to get the energy that you feel like you need and get the most production out of your day. Now, the first step, and I'll break down each of these steps individually, but the first step I recommend is getting 1 hour at least of physical activity per day. Step number 2 is to limit your amount of caffeine intake. Step number 3 is getting into bed earlier. And the last step, most importantly, not necessarily, is putting your phone away 30 minutes or to an hour before bed. Now, before I break down each of these steps, I'd like to quickly go over why getting enough sleep is so important. It's essential for our bodies because it helps our body recover from the stress we put on it on a day-to-day basis. And being sleep deficient can lead to health issues such as heart disease, high blood pressure, etc. So it really is essential for us to get the sleep that we deserve so we can feel better and get the energy we feel like we need to go about our day. So let's break down each of these steps. Step number 1, getting physical activity. Getting physical activity for at least an hour a day can allow our bodies to feel a sense of fatigue. And when you get into bed, it'll allow your body to wind down a little bit quicker and reduce the amount of time it takes for you to fall asleep. Another reason why getting physical activity is so essential is because it's good for your mental and physical health and allow you to be in better shape. And insufficient sleep can lead to feeling low energy and not allowing you to feel the need to go get physical activity. And you'll notice as I go through these steps, they kind of fall back on each other. So if you're able to make a routine with these 4 steps, it'll give you the best chance of getting the sleep that you feel like you need. But by getting physical activity, you'll notice it becomes a little bit easier to fall asleep at night. And the next important step is to monitor what you're eating and drinking, but specifically, it's your caffeine intake. Now, reducing your caffeine intake will allow you to not become dependent on the energy that you feel like you're getting from the caffeine, like from a Red Bull or a coffee. Drinking caffeine also delays your body clock, which allows you to it causes your body to struggle to fall asleep quicker at night, and in turn will reduce your total sleep time. And drinking caffeine can also reduce the amount of REM sleep or deep sleep you get, which allows you to feel more well rested when you wake up in the morning. So, watching what you're eating and drinking, but specifically your caffeine intake, while also getting at least an hour of physical activity, will put you on the right path of falling asleep quicker. Now, when it gets closer to bedtime, step number 3 is putting your phone away from you 30 minutes to an hour before bedtime. Getting off your phone will allow your body to focus on simply falling asleep and winding down. When you're on your phone in bed, you can mindlessly scroll through social media platforms, and you can lose track of time easily. Next thing you know, it's 1 in the morning, and you have to be up early the next day. It's also important because getting off your phone early before bed will limit your blue light exposure, and which will also affect the amount of REM sleep you get. So limiting your blue light exposure will increase the amount of REM sleep you can get at a night. And combining all 3 of these steps while going towards the 4th step will give you the best opportunity to get the rewarding sleep that you feel like you deserve. which is step number 4, going to bed earlier at night. Now, sleeping late, as I'm sure a lot of us do, causes us to feel groggy and feel like we have low levels of energy. And when we have these low levels of energy, we rely on caffeine, we rely on the Red Bull, the coffee, to give us the energy we feel like we're lacking. And also, when we don't have our level of energy at a certain point, we don't have the motivation to work out. So it leads to a negative effect if we sleep late. So sleeping earlier gives us the best opportunity to get the appropriate amount of hours of sleep that we feel like we need. Now, in conclusion, I don't believe that any of these steps are more important than the other. I feel like putting them all together will generate a snowball effect of you reaping the benefits you feel like you deserve. So by getting physical activity, reducing your caffeine intake, putting your phone away before bed, and going to bed earlier will give you the best chance of getting the sleep you feel like you deserve. And if you're able to do these consistently, these 4 steps all together, you will not find the need to go get the energy that you're lacking from the caffeine. And you can organically have a high level of energy, which will then give you the energy you needed to work out, fall asleep quicker, and doing this all together will give you the best opportunity to get the rest you deserve. Thank you very much.